at the end. We done? Ah, there it is. Trails in the Sky the Third. Thus concluding the Sky trilogy. Well, that's it. We're done. This is my favorite Sky game. Sky 3 is the best Sky game. Sky 2 is number 2. They get better as you go. Sky 1 is a fine game. It's not terrible. It's a build-up game. It's fine. Sky 2 is a good game. Sky 3 is a better game. If I didn't do all the doors, then Sky 2 would be higher in the ranks, because the doors is part of the experience. They gave the characters really nice farewells. Not farewells necessarily. Well, the ending gave us farewells, but they gave us really nice, like, character moments. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Sky 3, it's a good game. I enjoyed it. I don't care about, like, the premise of Phantasma necessarily, and, like, the story, to a sense, but what makes the story, like, it's not even amazing, but what makes me care about it is Kevin and Reese. Kevin is an amazing protagonist. He's my favorite Trails in the Sky character, period. His backstory is really good. His relationship with Reese is really good. Rafina and those three was really good. The flashbacks and everything, seeing Kevin and everything, it was all good. More Kevin was amazing. I honestly think they did the right thing with Kevin, because Joshua and Estelle got their ending, sort of their ending in Sky 2. They got focused with, like, a door, and they got an ending in this game, but, like, I don't think a game with Estelle and Joshua as the focus would have worked, because I feel like in Sky 2, they kind of did all they really could with Estelle and Joshua. They had, like, nice farewells and a nice door focused on them to flesh them out more. But Sky 2 kind of did all they could, I think. So they made the right call with Kevin. And adding in Reese was good. Reese is pretty cool. So I think what makes the premise for this game, it's still not amazing, but I think what makes me care about the premise is Kevin and Reese. They're pretty good protagonists. They're not like amazing protagonists, but they're pretty neat. They're very good leads, and their relationship is really organic, and it feels genuine. I really like it. And then also, having the other doors is good. Like, you get some moments with Tita and Agate, which is really nice. Even Julia and Mueller, like, all the Sky characters get, like, moments in this game if you do the doors. So, you know, doing the doors is, like, the best way to experience the game. It's the only reason this game is better than Sky 2 for me. I like this game more than Sky 2, and it's because of the doors. Because obviously the other characters would have been, like, pointless. Like, why are they in Phantasma? Other than the fact that it's a Sky game. I'm trying to think. I mean, I don't really have anything negative to say other than the combat, but the combat's not even bad. I've gone on record to say I'm just not a big fan of Sky's combat. Sky's combat never really did it for me. And I was always in it for the character moments and, you know, just being invested in the world of Zemeria, specifically Liberl. The combat wasn't, like, so terrible that it made the game miserable to go through, but the combat was always the least thing I was interested in. Other than that, the problems with Sky 3 are just, I don't know, the main premise not being that interesting, but again, Kevin and Reese were good protagonists, so they kind of made up for it. Some doors were pointless, but most of the doors, like 70% of the doors, were good and worth it and added to the lore and added to the world, and I'm sure they'll be relevant in later games. Overall, how do I feel about the Sky trilogy? I enjoyed it. It wasn't peak gaming for me. These games, I don't think Sky 2 or 3 are going to be in, like, my favorite games of all time, but I enjoyed my trip through the Sky trilogy. Sky 1 was kind of a slow burn, but it paved the way for Sky 2. Sky 2 was good. The more I think about Sky 2, I'm like, yeah, Sky 2 was good for the character moments, and Sky 2's, like, main story wasn't anything to write home about either. I think about Sky 2's, like, main premise, and it was fine. But it was most certainly better than Sky 3. And Sky 3 is a really good culmination of the games. It's a good farewell, it's a nice conclusion, nice final moment for all the games. Also, I'm only at 3 hours of stream. I was worried I'd be longer than that. Whoa, whoops, my bad. I'm sure we're gonna get one more cutscene at the very end of the game. There's the cube. I don't really have much to say, though. This is like a 7 out of 10 at best. Six to 7 out of 10. Maybe a 7 out of 10. Put it like this. 7 out of 10 just because it's like putting the trilogy together, like this game is a 7 out of 10 because having spent 90 hours from Sky 1 to 2, give or take, and then playing this game, it makes it better. So I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Yeah, as I expected, we got cutscenes here. Time-wise, this worked out perfectly, though. I still have time to get ready for things, and I also want to talk about my favorite doors. I'm going to talk about my favorite doors, too. Like, I'll point out some doors that I really liked after this scene. I think I have a rough idea of the situation now. We've been able to confirm the safety of the 6 you mentioned. Prince Oliver, Rice A. Arner, Mueller Vander, Zin Vatek, Jose Capua, Estelle, and Joshua Bright. All of them have safely returned to our world. Really, that's a relief. I was able to confirm the safety of the ones who ended up in Laburo myself. It was just those 6 I was concerned about. Well, and the 2 from Ouroboros, but I'm not sure either of us had any chance of checking up on those 2. Unfortunately not. Still, this certainly wasn't what I was expecting to happen when I gave you that mission. The Oreo left us a nasty little present, didn't it? That's one way of putting it. Either way, I'll give my full report as soon as I'm back. Wrapping things up on my end seems like it'll take a little while longer, but hopefully not too long. I'm looking forward to it. You know, you've changed since I last spoke to you. I'm quite surprised. Huh? Kevin, I know, wouldn't care to know whether those he'd been involved with were safe or not. Or rather, he tried to suppress those concerns. I can only imagine a lot must have happened in this phantasma. That's putting it lightly. I'll fill you in on all of it at once I get back, like I said. I've got something I want to tell you on a personal level, too. Oh, color me curious. Regardless, I'm glad you 2 returned safely. Perhaps we should go all out and get some drinks after you return. Together after you return. I'd be happy to. Oh yeah, I've actually got something I want to ask you. Well, is it possible for a Dominion to change their title after choosing one? What's this now? I found something other than hunting heretics I want to do, you see. I still intend to fulfill my duties as a Dominion to the fullest, don't worry about that, just... Ha ha ha. Yes, laughter. Commander? So that's a no, probably. A Dominion wanting to change their title, huh? In the 1,000 years the Grossular has existed, that's not something that has happened often. But it's not entirely unprecedented either. Then, go ahead and think of something fitting for yourself before we next meet. If you fail to, I'll give you a new one myself as punishment. And trust me, you won't like it. If I'd known you were going to say that, I would have thought of something before asking. Well, I guess I better get to work on thinking of something cool. What do you think of Blue Shooting Star or maybe Black Arrow? What's up with the awkward silence? Father Kevin, as your former instructor, allow me to give you one piece of heartfelt advice. Sure. Unless you want to live the rest of your life in abject shame. And for the love of Adios, get Reese to help you choose. Don't even think of picking alone. At the end? Okay, no, we got more. Gotta play the classic Sky music at the very end. Oh no, never mind. Thank you for staying with Trails in the Sky until the end. While the story has told it all it has to see, and there are more adventures to be discovered across Zemeria. This is like cut off. That's a very nice message at the end. Sky is over, but there's more trails. I will save my clear data. I'm gonna stay here as we listen to this music. But yeah, there we go. Sky is done. Sky Trilogy is done. We started Sky 1 back in March. It took longer to finish because that was like during my busy period IRL. Then I played Sky 2 immediately after. And then we played Sky 3 more or less close to Sky 2. But yeah, that is it. Sky is done. It was fun. I enjoyed playing through Sky. Mostly Sky 2 and 3. Like, my enjoyment of the trilogy comes from Sky 2 and 3. mostly. Sky 1, like, I owe everything to Sky 1 for building everything up and setting the scene. So, yeah. I also want to really quickly talk about my favorite doors. Just some doors that I really liked. I don't really have a ranking per se, but just doors I liked. Moon Door 1, which was the one with Agate and Tita and Erica. That one was really good. Both parts. That I just combined both parts into one. The Estelle and Joshua door was really nice. What else? The Zin and Kilika door. Really good. The Annalise door. None of the Sun doors really get honorable mentions because they were just like mini games. I'm trying to think. I feel like there's another Star door I really liked. Either way, though, the doors were good. Those are like the 4 ones that come to my mind. As like, if I were to rank the doors, those 4 would be on my list. Like, top 4. Either way, Sky 3 was enjoyable. Like, I think as individual games, I'm still of the opinion where I'm like, oh yeah, none of the games really like hit it out of the park. Gameplay, like game-wise, not just gameplay, but game-wise, but as a trilogy, I enjoyed it. Mostly from Sky 2 and 3, and Sky 1 set the stage, so it did well in that. It's kind of like Cold Steel 1 and 2. Cold Steel 1, like, was a build-up game, although Cold Steel 1 had better combat, so Cold Steel 1 I like more than Sky 1. But it set the stage, and I enjoyed Cold Steel 2, and I'm not even done with the Cold Steel quadrilogy. I just stopped because that's the way you play Trails to get the best experience. So, yeah. I'm trying to think as I think on the game. I don't have much to say. I got my combat grievances, like, I've been very vocal about my combat grievances, like, as I played the game, so I don't need to readdress them. But everything else, I'm just like, yeah, I don't have anything to say. Other than, like, I enjoyed it. I'm gonna give this game a 7 out of 10 just because it closes out a trilogy and it makes everything feel worth it. Like, it was a good culmination of the games. But yeah. I don't have an ETA for 0, and there's a couple of reasons for that. Main reasons are because I'm incredibly busy lately, and Trails games are no short endeavors. Like, they take a minute. So I don't have an ETA for 0, but it's on the radar. It wouldn't be impossible to see it this year, but I'm probably leaning more towards next year, like early next year. Because when I play 0, I'm gonna want to play Azure immediately after. So I don't want to get burnt out on Trails. Because, especially because, like, I'm interested in the series, but I'm not like, oh, I want to play all the games, like, right now. I'm not, like, that interested, but I am interested. But when I play 0, I want to play Azure immediately after. So I need to prepare myself mentally on, like, when am I ready to play 2 Trails games back-to-back. Because I'm going to want to play them back-to-back, like I did for Sky 1 and 2, and Cold Steel 1 and 2. I should just say Sky 1 and 3. I basically played this immediately after 2. I did one playthrough in between, basically, but still, I still count it. But basically, I need to prepare myself. So I don't have an ETA for 0, and I don't want to give an ETA because then people are going to expect, like, oh, yeah, this is when you're playing 0. I'm going to get to it, though, I promise. I'm definitely going to. But yeah, we're done. That's it. I'm definitely, like, taking a Trails break. Like, I'm not going to play 0 within 3 months from now. Like, at least 2 to 3 months wait, but even that's kind of pushing it. But I'm going to play 0, I'm going to play Azure, and then eventually Cold Steel 3 and 4 are going to happen on the channel. So there's Trails on the way. I can't promise when I'll play 0, but it's on, like, it's up there on the list of, like, oh yeah, I'm going to play it soon-ish. But yeah. Those of you watching, I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you all so much for watching any of the Trails in the Sky playthroughs. It's been a good ride. I've had my annoyances with the combat, but overall, I think it was worth it. I enjoyed my experience. Honestly, like, Cold Steel 1 and 2 got me interested in Zemeria. I played Cold Steel 1 and 2, and I'm like, oh, I need to play the other games. Even if I'm not going to like them that much, I have to play them. And I'm glad I played the Sky trilogy, because I'm interested in Zemeria now. I have to see what's going on with these games, so if nothing else, I still enjoyed Sky 2 and 3 as games, but if nothing else, I'm just excited to get the Trails experience and see what's happening in all of Zemeria, and Crossbow especially, which is the next one. I hope the combat is a lot better. So, yeah, that'll be it. Thank you all for watching all the Trails in the Sky playthroughs. I enjoyed it, and I'll get to 0 soonish. We'll see when that happens. But yeah, thank you all for watching. See you all next time.